Orders and welcome back to my channel. Former Teen Mom 2 star Kailyn Lowry let it be known on her Instagram page today that she is looking to get a paternity test done. In fact, she is demanding a paternity test. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Perhaps this is in regards to the paternity of her fifth son. What is his name? Rio. A lot of people believe that he could be fathered by Malik, a man that she was dating when she started getting cozy with her neighbor and now fourth baby daddy, Elijah Scott. But nope, unfortunately, this is not the case. And just FYI, she let it be known on a prior podcast episode that she had offered Elijah to get a paternity test to prove that he is indeed Rio's father, but Elijah turned that down. So that chapter has closed. But now Kail has decided to open up a new chapter in going back to her father, who we saw very briefly in an episode of Teen Mom 2, when he padlocked his meat freezer so that Kail couldn't eat any, not just Kail, but anybody. I guess maybe in his region, people break in to steal meat from freezers or something. And so he padlocked it all. So Kail has only met her father about one time, and that was the time that we saw on Teen Mom 2. So it is quite interesting to me that now out of the blue, she wants to have paternity confirmed, right? But I digress. Let's take a listen to what it is that she said about the situation before we analyze it, okay? Here we go.
Good morning, Instagram. Creed said he doesn't want to say good morning to y'all today. So I just sent my father DNA kits, and I'll keep you posted. I messaged him, and I was like, hey, I sent you DNA kits. So keep in mind, I only met him one time, so we're going to see how this goes.
So there you go. She only met him one time, but she does want a DNA test. And I'm kind of curious if any of you guys are in a similar situation where you have a parent who is a biological parent to you, but you've only met them like once or twice in your life. Is this something that you would do as well to kind of, in doing this, my main question is there some kind of hope in Kail's mind that perhaps this guy who treated her like she didn't matter at all isn't her real dad, right? And that there's somewhere out there's a guy who is her real dad and who would be so happy to know that she is his daughter and that she can go ahead and build a relationship with this person? Or is it more for, I don't know, something else? Do you guys think that there's something kind of like deeper behind it? I do genuinely wonder, because if this is a person who's pretty much a stranger to you, why? I don't know. Why rock the boat? I'm kind of curious. I'm not saying she shouldn't do it. I just want to know the motivation behind it. Now, I've kept this photo of her side by side with her father up just to take a look and see if you guys could see any kinds of similarity. I always felt like, and this isn't a great photo of him, you'd have to go back and watch the actual episode for a better kind of like look. I always felt like Kail was the spitting image of her father, Raymond. I think they've got the same eyes. I think they've got the same nose. And I think she inherited like her cheek region and maybe even like her smile from her dad. So it is quite interesting to me that, she would feel the need to get this done. But listen, I hope that he responds. I hope that he obliges her with a DNA test and that can kind of quell any kinds of doubts or concerns that she has about paternity. I will say though that, in doing this story, I do feel bad for Kail, like really, really bad for her, that she is pretty much an orphan with two parents who are still alive. It's just an emotional orphan. You know what I mean? Like, your parents that don't have any kind of contact or communication with you, so they might as well, be dead, but they're not. And I don't know which one is more painful, to be honest with you. And so it does put a lot of her life decisions and her kind of like desperation for like love and whatnot and family into perspective. So, hey, listen, Raymond, if you're watching this as you pad up your fridge for the night, go ahead, spit in that tube and send the results to your estranged daughter. From what I recall, Raymond, I think the expression is Papa was a rolling stone. I think he was somehow a rolling stone of sorts. And what he did with these women was he would have them give his like a nickname for his name, Raymond, Ray, as a middle name for all of their daughters. So there's Kailyn Ray, there's like Ashlyn Ray or something like that. They all have this Lynn Ray kind of suffix plus middle name combination going on, which is so incredible to me, you guys. Like, I can never wrap my head around all these women around the world and in these stories that I cover, choosing to not only have kids by men who are not committed to them, but naming these kids after these men, either in the form of a first, middle name, or last name. Meanwhile, what does this man do? He sees this child only one time, and then this child has his name as like her middle name, and this applies to Kailyn's siblings as well. Like, what is the psychology behind that? I really do wonder. It boggles the mind. It truly does. But listen, that is a rant and a story for another day. Guys, how do you feel about Kailyn seeking to verify that her father, Padlock Ray, is indeed her biological father? And do you think while she's at it, she should go ahead and slip a paternity test to Elijah and Malik? Let me know why or why not in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.